back again in the system. I'm sorry, it's a new system that I'm testing to in the process. So you will always send this back and forth for this broadcast. But I think eventually things will be get under control. And you all saw the heading, Cardinal Christiane Tumi Refuted the allegations. But I want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. This is your comrade Fonton Daniel, your host, speaking here from the great state of Texas on the situation in southern Cameroon. You know, this began some 4 years ago, but I wanted to remind all of us that we need to stay focused, stand strong, and we have already got the victory. And it is the matter of all of us standing together firmly on the ongoing Southern Cameroon sovereignty. There are people that may not agree with our own assessment, but it is imperative that all of us understand that we are in the right foot and we are capable and that we are going to govern ourselves. There are many people who were not aware, but first of all, before I proceed, I want to thank the Ambazanian defense system in Ground Zero. You are all the reason why we're here. And when a sovereign government, it began when the people collectively determined that the spirit of their sovereignty shall not be questionable. And that is the same spirit. You all listen to the United States. I'm sorry for the continued interruption, but I am glad that eventually we're going to get everything right. But this is Comrade Fonton Daniel, broadcast live here from the great state of Texas, here in the United States, this evening. You know, as I was thanking the Ambazanian defense system that are fighting in Ground Zero, remember that all your effort that you did for the common good, that Ambazania will have freedom to be able to govern themselves, not depend on a foreign government that they don't have no liberty, no equality, no meaningful staging which they can guarantee the people of their sovereign need. So the people of Southern Cameroon has to step up. They have to step up. They have to step up and say no to colonialism, no to occupier, no, leave our territory. So, this, you know what, let me just, so, you know, foreign TV stations, Radio France 24, you are aware. Radio France 24, they want to use their narratives. That is why I said all Ambazonians, we all have to speak up. Oh shoot, still I've been delayed. But the connection is excellent. I don't know why I still have it. But anyway, so if you don't define yourselves, people will define who you are. And so it is imperative that you define yourselves, because when you define yourselves, that is what you're going to be called. And that is the key. That's the key factor. That's the key factor. Either you define yourself or people define you. and you don't want to be defined, and you have to define what you expected for people to look upon you as a key member in the society. So Franz Wernckeurd, as you all know, using their own words, your own choice of word, to define the people of Southern Cameroon. And in doing so, and guess who was the owner of their media? Eminent Cardinal Christiane Tumi. I know many people would dispute his analysis, but that was the key point. He used the media and hit it hard. He says he wasn't kidnapped. That was the key word. He wasn't kidnapped. He was being taken for interrogation. He was being taken for interrogation by the Ambazanian Defense Force. That what Cardinal Christiane Tumi. He says he was not mistreated. He wasn't bashed. He was taken for interrogations to find out his own opinion. And his own opinion matters to them. And that is why he was called upon to ask those questions. And he clarified the Radio France 24. You all know France 24. France is an occupier in African territory. France is an occupier. France benefits from Africa, and they use these informations to create different images so that will allow them an opportunity to rob the people of Africa. France is essentially a robbing people of Africa. And so that is why they use their media empire to change the course of narratives, to give different impressions so that the world should know and act upon against their own false narratives. So Cardinal Christiane Tumi said, no, I wasn't kidnapped. I was taken for interrogation to find out about my own opinion on the question of the Southern Cameroon. Remember, La Republique owns 0 on the Southern Cameroon territory. Southern Cameroon belongs to the people of Southern Cameroon. We're simply inviting a foreign nation, La Republique du Cameroon, and in due course of their hospitality in Southern Cameroon, become an occupier of the people of Southern Cameroon. And the people of Southern Cameroon doesn't even have a value in their own home. And yet they have a foreign nations that control their material resources. And that is why France is using manipulative language, choice of word, in order to reframe their own story, their own narratives, to tell the world on behalf of the people of Southern Cameroon. And he uses leaders of the Southern Cameroon and the eminent Cardinal Christiane Tumi. And eminent Cardinal Christiane Tumi wouldn't allow such things to happen on his watch. The man of God said, no, I wasn't kidnapped. I was taken for interrogation. And after they got my opinion, I was allowed to go. Bravo to Cardinal Christiane Tumi. Bravo to the Ambazanian defense system. You all saw the Ambazanian coordination. The Ngogutunja, once the imminent was picked up, they consulted with the boy. And they work in hand on the material, how they can collaborate. And it was an excellent work performed by the Ngogutunja and the boy. And once the opinion was gotten, they let him go. Franz Wernckeurd want to take opportunity and say it was kidnapped. They use the frightful language to portray to the world community, fellow citizens of Southern Cameroon, we have come to a turning point where we no longer have to deal with this. Let's pick up, let's stand together, let's work together. And the next person in line of this is the father of Saul. The father of Saul, you all know, he traveled to La République du Cameroon, and he was coming back to come and win a vote. Fellow, our founder, we respect you, we love you, but we want you to stay neutral. We don't want you to be meddling in affairs that doesn't need you. So stay out of politics. Stay for consultation. Your value has been appreciated, and we don't want you when we are fighting for the sovereignty, and you are play a key role, but we don't want you to be an enabler in Southern Cameroon. And the next person that I have is the Canadian ambassador. The Canadian ambassador has never spoken. The Canadian ambassador has never spoken since this crisis erupted. But they have seen the advantages that the people of Southern Cameroon has advanced to the international community. And they found themselves that they are left out. And he began by emphasizing that it wasn't unrealistic. What assessment did he make and to realize that the Southern Cameroon was unrealistic? Southern Cameroon, if historical, has governed itself, has elected its own prime minister, 3 in a sequence, and transferred power. When was Canadian resident ambassador when all these were happening? Of course, he was lost somewhere. Remember, the people of Southern Cameroon has demonstrated by electing their own prime minister, Jongo Foncha, Endele, Jongo Foncha, and Joa. And all these series were effectively and efficiently. La République has not demonstrated any of those key fundamentals, electing and transfer